Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Monday morning. Got a great week lined up with all kind of exciting things. Some good videos the first couple of days. We've got some good guests coming in, so stay tuned for some really good shows, and we appreciate the viewership and the sponsorship we get for this show, America's only daily outdoor TV show. We're very proud of that and very humble at that at the same time. Today's weather, of course, brought to us by Haney Technical Center, and it's going to be another hot day. It's going to be 88, 76, but what's, that unsettled weather, that pattern we had last week about just sort of being unsettled, it's continuing into this week. And, the thing about when I hear about unsettled weather, I think about those thunderstorms just popping up spontaneously. So I talk about that a lot on here, but it's a fact of life. We just got to be aware of here in Florida, and especially up here in Florida Panhandle. So just, keep tuned to what's going on and check your radar on a regular basis for lightning strikes and that kind of stuff. Our Monday moon forecast brought to us by Sandhill Seafood. We'll have a full moon coming up this Friday night. Will be our full moon, so this is going to be a really good week of fishing and outdoor activities. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. When I say good week of activities, it's a great week for tides. Look at all week long we have a good tide. We have the high tide this morning at 6:15 and the low tide tonight at 5:39. Let's go and do our fishing game time today because we got a video coming up. Our fishing game time by Blue Water Outriggers, 9:32 to 11:32. And then 9:56, that was this morning, and then 9:56 to 11:56 tonight. And marine forecast is going to be west-northwest at about 10. So again, just be aware of this unsettled pattern and what's going on with that, okay? Let's take our break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We're glad to hear this morning. Let's start with this cool picture. This is one of my former students. I hope you don't get tired of me talking about my former students because they're all special to me, especially when they got a big old smile on the face and holding a big old fish. This is Kristen Cotner. We came, we conquered, we got catfish. We were just talking last week about catfish, and I think she's fishing there with her granddad, and they're down on the river and all. And that's a nice catfish, and it is. I said, go out the way, and she said, we had the best teacher of all. That's why I'm catching big fish. But anyway, Kristen, I'm very proud of you. I love that big old smile. And got a couple of other things. Ed Popple, we went to school together. He's my brother's age. He's one of my brother's closest friends. They had a twin brother, Ed and Al. And their dad was a big tobacco farmer. And they had a big farm there in Gaston County. And Ed still got a lot of country in him and a good kind of country, but check this out. We were talking about the catawba worms, okay? And he's asking, and read this question here. Anybody know the ratio of cornmeal to catawba worms? Here's what goes on with that. If you're not familiar with it, you put the cornmeal in there with them, and then you put them in the refrigerator. It sort of slows down their metabolism, but at the same time, it gives them some food to eat, and they'll last a long time in the refrigerator. Just make sure you don't go in there and grab a snack and grab the wrong thing. Well, a lot of folks do that, and that's an old time. He was asking ratio, and I was interested to check the feedback on what he got, and some of you old timers again will remember. Most people say just sprinkle some in there, just enough to sort of cover them. You don't just pile it in on top of them. Just sprinkle enough cornmeal in there to cover them. So, in case you got some really good crop of catawba, boy, they look healthy, don't they? Man. And they will only last a certain period of time, but that is the #1 bait, generation after generation, in going catfishing, like the big catfish that Christian caught. And then catching bait fish and getting bait and all, saltwater, freshwater, that's a big deal. I had a call from one of the viewers, or email from one of the viewers recently, and you want to know how to catch smaller bait fish, because a lot of bait fish is bigger, and I just replied that really want to get out the little feeder creeks that's coming out up in these in the sloughs and all, and in the bayous, and usually a smaller bait's going to be up in there. Get up into close to the grass and be in those kind of areas to catch a smaller bait fish, because a lot of those pinfish now are really big, and it's a big deal. And it's like we're getting ready for the big sea quarters tournament, and two things: the two top baits, a ribbon fish and a blue runner. Well, I called down there and I checked on the ribbon fish, and you got to call and reserve your ribbon fish. And I called and reserved a couple days ago. They're $5 a piece. So I got a package of 10. That's $50 just for a package of ribbon fish. And also on blue runners, you can't find them. I mean, you can't buy them from anybody. If you got to just go out and catch them. So we're going to have to go out on the boat. I'm going to get in the front of the boat, and we're just going to cast net the day before and try to catch as many blue runners as we can. Okay, so those bait is critical. The catawba worms are blue runners. You want to get the very best quality you can get. Now let's set up our video. We're going to take a break before the video, but here's a video. I went out the other day to Haney. They're right in the middle of registration. Haney is special to me because it's one of those situations where I've known this situation a long time. My wife Gail worked at Haney like 30-something years, and so over the years I got to know the instructors there and the layout, and each year it just got better and better, and now it's going so strong now, and they got a new director, Alex Murphy, who's been on the show. I wanted to go out there and just show you some of the things we can offer, or they can offer for the educational, for our system. And education is not just books and tests and all that. It can be internships, apprenticeships, anything you can do, and the programs there. And the technical trades, I mean, the demand for them is just skyrocketing, especially in this area here. So we're going to take our break, and come back with this video. I had a great tour. And the new principal, the new director now is Ann Leonard. I got to meet Ann, a lovely lady, really is in charge of things, and she's doing a great job. The whole staff out there, I'm so impressed. I'm just showing you the program now. There's some programs, it's part of the programs they're going to offer. So let's go ahead and take a break and come back and watch this video. Panhandle Outdoors. We're not at a boat ramp this morning. We've come over here to Haney Technical. All right, a special place. We're going to come in and visit with them and talk about the registration. I always loved Haney Technical School. All right, folks, I promised you I was going to come out of Haney and talk to the folks out here. Of course, one of the first places we'll go to is sort of something our show folks would be interested in, the marine mechanics. And remember our go-to lady at Haney, Miss Alex Murphy, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. We're so excited to have your viewers out to get to see our labs in person, because it doesn't show what we do in pictures as much as it can for you to get video footage of what the labs actually look like.
So what I've asked Alex to do is just take us on a tour around here and show all the classes, and we're right in the middle of registration, so we'll start. A good place to start right here.
So many of your viewers will immediately recognize I'm in the Marine Mechanics Lab, and in this program we train students for what they need to know to work in that industry. So they learn to work on outboard motors, they learn to work on trailers, they also do a little bit of work on personal watercrafts like wave runners, and they basically learn everything that they need to work in this industry. And it's obviously a high demand industry with all the boaters that we have in this area.
That is true. Now, how long would this kind of class, the course, how long would it last?
So this program is a little over a year. They break during the summer, which is why we don't have any students now. But that's also a great opportunity because they can get great jobs during the summer, even when they're in the program working in field. So it's kind of like a paid internship for them. And the program is just around $5,000 if you're an in-state student. So it's very affordable. It actually may be a little less than that, but that includes your books and your supplies. And it is just a great program. We have a very strong placement rate. We've had students go to work with all different employers locally. We've had a recent student went to work for Homeland Security. Just lots of different opportunities in this field.
And that's a great thing about y'all helping place everybody.
Oh, absolutely. Once our students get to that point, we even help them write their resumes. We help them with mock interviews. Just a lot of different things that we offer. It's just one of the other services at Haney that we provide our students.
Well, I'm familiar with this program. As most of y'all know, Gail used to work here for 30-something years, so I came up here a lot and got to know everybody. And this was a real popular program during the school year.
It is. It is just obviously with where we live, it's high demand, and a lot of people want to learn even how to work on their own boat. So if you have that luxury, and you can take it.
Well, that's the thing about it. A lot of folks out there do little things, and I'm the same way. I like to learn little things like that.
Absolutely.
Now you tell us there were some other classes helped out in building some stuff for
you.
This is cool.
So this is a perfect example. We have great partnerships with Mercury and Yamaha, and Yamaha donated this rather large engine, and you probably know more
That's
specifically.
a 350, folks.
Okay, it's a 350, but when you get it donated, it doesn't necessarily come with a way of moving it. So obviously it's a huge piece of equipment. So thankfully we have a great welding program, and the welding students were able to construct this base and those bases so that we can move them around in the lab. And then the shiny black paint was actually put on by our auto collision, which is another place I'm going to take you this morning.
Okay, and everybody working together and helping each other out.
Absolutely.
So the welding department did it, and then the paint people did it.
And the welding students also built these, portable stands. So
Oh, they did?
They did.
Awesome.
Because this is a different type of stand. That one you can actually hoist it up and then move it into position when you're putting it on the actual boat. So, yeah.
Working and cooperating with everybody.
Absolutely. So I'm excited to take you down to see some of our other labs.
All right, let's go some other
Okay,
places.
thank you.
Okay, our next big area we're going into, I'm going to let you sort of guess what it is before I tell you. Okay, you see it. All right, Alex, tell us about this one.
So this is the Aviation Academy at Haney, and in this program we teach students what they need to do to be able to sit for their FAA airframe and power plant mechanics exam. That is a really big designation to have, because once you secure that, you're employable anywhere in the world. It falls under the umbrella of the FAA, so there's so much involved in making sure that you're qualified to be able to be a licensed airframe and power plant mechanic. And in this lab, they deal specifically with this is the A of the A&P, so this is the airframe. They're dealing with everything that involves the actual aircraft, dealing with the wings, obviously. They deal with some pressure simulations, the de-icing, all of those components on the body of the aircraft. And then the P of the program is power plant. And if we have time, we'll walk over there and see that, and that deals with all of the components related to the engines. So the majority of students will always complete both of these programs, and this is just a great opportunity. Certainly in our world, there's a critical shortage for airframe and power plant mechanics, but even locally, with new employers like GKN coming to our economy and other airlines coming into our airport, it is another high demand area for those trained mechanics. So we're excited that we're starting to see even more opportunities locally for students. The program is a little over 2 years, and it is around $10,000, which sounds like a lot, but if you compare it to some other institutions, it is almost half the price. Wow. So we brag on how affordable this program is, and we do get a lot of people that actually come here, don't even live in Panama City, but will move here specifically for this program because it is such a great program. And the pass rate is very impressive. Students have a very strong pass rate for passing their FAA exam, which is what you have to be able to really work in that field. So
very
it's exciting.
Good.
A lot of veterans like to enroll in this program as well. When they're in the military, they have more than enough credentials to actually do the work, but they don't have that airframe and power plant license. So many of them are able to come here when they get out of the military and are able to secure that designation as well.
Oh, that looks good. And we'll get this one fixed up, then we're going to go skydiving, right?
I don't know about that, but maybe. We'll see. We'll take you around to some other fun places.
Okay. Okay, I've come outside from the classroom, and you can see, look at this big old jet engine here. You don't realize how big these things are. That's amazing. And this is, that's the great thing about a vocational technical school, is that you actually get a hands-on kind of experience. And then over there, Tyndall donated an F-15. That is cool. They have a lot of room out here. And then you have like a little hangar with some smaller planes in it. It's just a great setup right here. You have the smaller ones here. Back in the hangar. We got 3 of them in here actually.
So this is the electrical trades lab. This is obviously a program that teaches students what they need to do to work with electricity. If they stay in this program long enough, then they are on the path to become a licensed electrician. But they do have to actually do so many years under a licensed electrician to be eligible to do that. But we train them how to deal with all of the installations, whether it's residential, whether it's commercial. We have simulations. They work with obviously panels. We have all different kinds of applications in this particular field. And with wireless technology and all of the trends with smart homes and different things, this is really becoming a very big part of residential and commercial construction, more so than it ever was. So this program is also a little over a year. And it is another program that students can work obviously under an electrician. Many of them have gone to work with possibly companies like Gulf Power. They can be employed with electrical supply companies. There are numerous opportunities for them. And then larger employers in our market actually have on-site electricians, the larger big box stores and some of those places that they need somebody that is actually on staff to deal with issues. And so they learn what they need to do in this program.
Well, that's good, and we're going through a building boom, and they're building houses right and left, and they need.
That is exactly right, and that is a huge concern that employers are calling us all the time, wanting to get students before they even finish, because there's such a critical shortage for electricians, for HVAC, for all the different kinds of careers related to construction. But again, it's not just for those trades. I mean, not just for those positions. There are other opportunities in this program. So it's a good program.
Cool. Okay, you can guess where I am now. This is for you, Tony Bass, up in Valdosta. I know you can watch this on YouTube this morning. It's right up your alley. We are in the
Auto Collision Lab at Haney Technical Center. So, as you can tell, this is one of the specimens that has actually had a very traumatic collision. So, in this program, we train students with the skills that they need to repair cars. They also can work on other types of vehicles, but basically automotive collision repairs, which can encompass, obviously painting is the big one that everybody knows, but the real talent is what I've been told for painting isn't that you can paint a whole car, and not that that doesn't require a lot of skill, but when you damage just the hood of your car and you need to have that hood match your 5-year-old paint, that is a very, specific process that they have to be trained on how to match those paints and make sure that they work. So this program also has a paint booth. They deal with replacing glass. They actually can do, body work. Some of the things that they will actually replace is some of the components inside the vehicles as well. So it's a very comprehensive program, but when individuals possibly go to work with employers in this field, they may pick a certain specialty. So some may specialize just in the paint booth applications. Some may specialize in the repair, prepping the areas that need, to be fixed if they've got dents or panels that have to be replaced. And then others may specialize with the internal components and making sure that they get the car back into the condition that it was before it was damaged.
And we seem to have more and more accidents on the road all the time. So
job security for anybody in this
field. Good job security. How long will this program last?
This is right at a year. And actually, this program is one of the ones that is going to be during the school year. So it's only going to be 9 months, so it will follow the Bay District school calendar starting next year. So it is a great program. Students can go work for private body shops. They can work for, obviously, dealerships. They also work for a lot of the portable glass repair swap out places. There are many applications. Detail is something else. I know one thing that I've learned is the headlight refurbishment. That's a huge thing right now to have repaired. And there are just a lot of different opportunities for students that graduate from this program.
Okay, we came to the other room. This is where the spray paint booths are, and there's one over there. And then here in the middle, you have a little small one, and that's let's go in there. That's a brand new one for painting the small part of a vehicle. And then this one here, this is cool because it has some projects already underway. You can see where they painted the doors. I love that green color. Look at that. You can see where they repaired some of it, and then coming in with the finished paint. Okay, we've been around to several places, still some more we haven't gone to, and we'll come back in the fall and do some more. But here's the front part of the building, the student services, and this is the door that you'll walk into. You'll walk right into here and see these friendly faces.
Well, so this is the starting point. This is Vivian, who is not a very camera embracing person, but she is wonderful to be the frontline person when people first come on campus. So you can check in student services, which is the big 3-story building, and that's where they would start. And then they could talk to her, and she would tell them exactly what it is that they need to do. If they are wanting to apply for financial aid, we have a process for that. Many students don't know that they have access to funding, either in the form of Pell Grants or scholarships. So if they come in and talk to our counselors, we can walk them through that process. Some is based on need, but not all, so they can explore those opportunities. Very specifically, we are in the middle of registration right now. So classes officially start for the majority of the programs on August 13th. So registration will end on July 26th, but if we still have openings in some of our programs, then we will most likely go into a late registration mode. We are closed on Fridays until the school system starts the regular work schedule, which I think is the second week in August. We moved to 5 days, and we are open Monday through Thursday. The hours are 7:30 until about 4. If you need to see a counselor, you really need to come in before 2, and we have counselors that can help them explore what career they want. Some people aren't really sure. They may be thinking a couple different programs, and the ones I showed you today are just a sampling of what we have, but we have 18 other different programs total, and they can go on our website and just Google Google Haney Technical Center and see the programs that we have.
Well, that's awesome. Been a great trip, and we're going to see your smiling face when we come up here.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Welcome, everyone.
All right, thank you. Tell us about this trip. Show us a picture.
So that's the picture, and I think you already saw it. We caught our limit pretty quickly, and we took our boys and their girlfriends and my brother and my mom, and we had a great time. We went off about 2 hours offshore and reached our limit, so it was a great experience.
See, that's why this is the beauty of this, and we've been through Haney all this, and y'all didn't realize what an outdoor girl she is.
Yeah.
Taking the whole family.
That's
awesome.
right. It was a great experience, and we love to go offshore fishing whenever we can. It's awesome. We live in paradise here, so.
Oh, you're going to take Vivian next time?
Hey, that's right.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
I'll take you up on that.
Okay, good stuff.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.